Hey, I'm back, and as you can see from the title on the screen, I am going to be sharing with you what I learned on my 14-day juice feast/fast. And like I said before, I write a lot, so my journal, I'm not going over everything that I documented for my 14-day juice feast. Like I said, that's going to come on a live stream in January. But I want to go over what it is I learned during the 14 days. And I'm on another juice feast/fast right now, but that's not the focus of this video. So some things I say maybe a bit TMI, and like I've said before, this is about my experiences, this is about my journey, and TMI gonna be there, period. So thank you for watching. Oh, I do have some new subscribers, so I want to thank you all for subscribing. And holler at me in the comments, and we'll talk there. Anyway, like I said, I write everything down. So most of what I'm going to be saying here in this video is what I wrote down. And 9 times out of 10, I will be reading it the way that I wrote it, because I can speak how I feel, but I like to write down everything. So what I learned in my 14-day juice feast is that I am in the process of overcoming a food addiction. I had no idea that I was addicted to foods, but it makes sense. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to go from being around 150 pounds to 340 pounds and it not be, some kind of addiction to food that can contribute to that. Sure, there are, hormonal issues and the fact of taking medications that, like steroids that can add weight to your body. Then you have also other medications like birth control, whether it's a pill or birth control shot that can, make you gain weight. And then like hormonal issues, I think I may have said that, but anyway, hormonal issues. I know for some women, polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, can assist in the weight gain. Depression can assist in weight gain. Other mental imbalances and other, physical and mental disorders and diseases can contribute to people's weight gains. But for me, yes, I was on birth control. I took the pill from 16 to, I want to say, about 18. And then I was on the depot shot. And yes, I gained weight during that time, but I did not gain. I maybe gained about 30 pounds between 16 and 18 years old. I may have gained about 30 pounds. So I went from about 150 something pounds to 180 something pounds. Think about that. And on January the 1st, 2020, I weighed my highest, which was 340 pounds. Yes, I dealt with depression. Thank God I have overcome depression. But and that also contributed to the weight gain. But during that time, from Depo and all of the other things and so-called hormone imbalances, because they put me on birth control pills to regulate my menstrual cycle at 16 when my menstrual cycle started when I was 14. My menstrual cycle started at 14 on the 4th of July. So there's that. So I was 14 going on 15 when I started my menstrual cycle. So between that and me actually turning 15, I had a cycle for a year and roughly 3 months. A year and 3 months. I mean, a year and 3 months. I'm going through puberty. My hormones are going to be all over the place because I'm going through puberty. So what is the use of me taking birth control to regulate my period? Makes no sense. But it happened. Can't go back. Can't change it. Anyway. Yet the depression helped me add weight to my body, sure. But while I was in the process of working through depression and overcoming depression, I developed a food addiction. I developed an addiction to food that I was eating. So that's where majority of the weight came from. It wasn't just, taking birth control or just depression. It wasn't that. I developed a food addiction. So I did. And honestly, this is why I'm saying this is what I learned during my 14-day juice feast, because I had never done a 14-day juice feast. Sure, I've done fasting, but that was the clarity. This is the clarity that I got for myself during the 14-day juice feast. So, yep. Let me get back to what I was saying. So, I have to come at this differently. And like I said before, I've overcame depression, and I'm going to get into that also here. But I overcame depression. I had to come at that differently. So like I said, I had to come at this differently. I have to overcome this food addiction and self-sabotage at the same time. 9 times out of 10, when we have a food addiction, we also self-sabotage. So this is why my affirmation speaks on undoing the damage and traumas of my past decisions and habits. I write affirmations. I speak affirmations over myself. I attempt to do them daily, but some days I miss. But I wrote an affirmation. Matter of fact, let me pull it out and read it. But yeah, I wrote an affirmation for me while on, you'll hear it. So this affirmation that I wrote says, I am becoming the woman God created me to be and transforming my body and shifting the trajectory of my life and my businesses on this raw vegan challenge while undoing the damage and traumas of my past decisions and habits. So I try to get whatever I can into my affirmations. And the reason why is my body and my businesses is because I tell people, yeah, you pick one thing. For me, I pick one thing, yes. However, I like to be able to, I'm not a multitasker for real. But if I have multiple things that I need to work on, I'm going to pick the two most important. And for me, the two most important is my physical health and my financial health. So my businesses could assist with my financial health. So that's why I have those two in that affirmation. But let me get back to what I was reading. Where did it go? Here we go. And that's why it says, yep. Speaks on undoing the damage and traumas of my past decisions and habits. Over time, my past decisions became habits, which turned into an addiction to foods I know aren't good for me. The reason my attempts at releasing the weight used to end in self-sabotage is because my body and mind became addicted. The parasites within my body placed me in a cycle of addiction, and now I get to break the cycle. How am I going to break the cycle? I am completing my NLP certification program to give me the advanced tools I need to change my mental programming around food. I have a few coaching programs that I want to, that I have already paid for, and I was focused on other things this year, like starting my coaching business and writing my first book and starting to write my second book, that the coaching programs that I've already paid for, I haven't, been able to go into it. But I know that my physical health was next in line for me to, deep dive myself into. So I'm finishing that. I'm completing that, and I will be a certified NLP practitioner once I finish that. So I'll be able to help others using NLP techniques. But like I said before in the other videos, I am my first client. I will always be my first client because I'm the person that's with me at all times. So I'm going to be my first client with that. And I feel like if I can't utilize it in my life to help me to be a better person, to grow into the person that God created me to be, how can I really use those techniques to help somebody else? Yes, you can learn something, but I'm not that kind of person that just learns by seeing or reading or hearing. I learn by seeing, reading, hearing, and implementing the things, that I learn. Okay. Also, how I'm breaking the cycle, I am committing to eating at least high raw vegan for the next year, meaning for the rest of 2022, which is only a few more days left in 2022, through the end of 2023. I am eating at least high raw vegan. So meaning there will be days where I'm not saying complete day. There may be days where I want to cook my food above 118 degrees. That's what that means. Also, I am completing my holistic coach program as well as my wellness coach program. So those 3 coaching programs that I have, the NLP, the holistic, and the wellness coaching programs, I will be completing. I have 9 certifications, 9 life coach certifications already. But I'm a lifelong learner, and because I'm a lifelong learner, I'm not going to just stop at one, methodology of doing something, because not one thing works for everybody. And we all have different areas of our lives and different places within those areas of our lives where, we need to work and do something a little bit different. So, hey, I need to be real well versed so that I can not only work with, a coach for myself and a coach for my business, but when I'm not working with a coach, right then and there in the moment, in my day to day, I need to be able to coach myself. That's why I have so many certifications, because I need to be able to coach myself. I am committing to doing more juice feasting / fasting than I've ever done in my lifetime in 1 year. In 1 year. Like I said, I've done juice feasting / juice fasting, but I have this 14-day was the longest juice feast / fast that I've ever done. I will be doing more than just 14 days. I am committed to documenting my journey to keep myself accountable to me. Sure, having an accountability, partner, and having an accountability group and working in group coaching programs and things like that is great. But I have to be able to keep myself accountable to me. The long and short of it is me and God and Jesus and Holy Spirit on a day-to-day basis. So I have to be able to keep myself accountable. I have to ask myself the hard questions, and I have to answer them things. Ain't easy, but I gotta do it. That's something that I learned while I was overcoming depression, is I have to be able to ask myself the hard questions, and I have to be able to answer those questions. I am committing to doing the internal and external work that I need to do to overcome this addiction. I've overcome depression after attempting to take myself out. I dang sure can overcome a trauma bond with deadly foods. I've gone from hating myself to falling head over heels in love with myself. And me overcoming this food addiction is an internal and external reflection of my love for myself. The reason I am giving myself a year is because it's going to take me about this long to not only change bad habits, but to solidify new habits, and then the rest of my life to do maintenance on these new habits. It's like the maintenance work I do in the mental, spiritual, and emotional areas of my life. I have these areas in check not because I worked on them once, but because I do maintenance often, and not just dependent on what's going on in my life or the world around me. Doing maintenance on my spiritual, mental, and emotional life is a habit I've developed over years. That started with a commitment and a promise. I committed to heal myself by any means necessary. I made a promise to myself, God, and my late fiance that I wouldn't attempt to take my life again. A part of that promise is overcoming this food addiction and reversing the effects of obesity on my body. Because eating what I'd become addicted to eating was attempting to take my life with every bite and sip. This is the last area that completely affects my quality of life that I get to tackle. My life has changed on the inside, and it is about to change drastically on the outside. And I am excited to physically show myself the love I feel on the inside. And that is, if that is a lot to get out of 14 days on a juice feast / juice fast. And that right there, I mean, if you only get one thing out of doing something, if you only have one lesson that you learn, what you did was worth it. And that's how I feel, about basically everything in life. If I can get one lesson out of it, it was worth it. It may have been painful. It may have been hard to do. I may have had to tackle some hard things during that time. But because I got at least one lesson out of it, it was worth it. I started 2022 in a relationship with somebody that I was supposed to get married to. A couple of months into 2022, I had to end that relationship. So I learned while in that relationship, what I learned from that, one thing that I learned from that is I know my value. Before, I didn't really know my value like that. And I kind of knew it, but over time, I'm saying, when I say I kind of knew it, I kind of knew it, but what I did not know is that I was willing to forego being with somebody who did not, value. Of course, he wasn't going to value me the way that I value myself, but who did not respect me enough, to value me in the way that I valued him. And because of that, because I learned that one thing, being in that relationship to me was worth it. Because I learned one thing is that I know my value enough, and I'm solid in my value of myself, that I refuse to be with somebody that does not necessarily respect me. And I'm not asking you to respect me above and beyond yourself, but I'm asking you to respect me enough. Because I'm respecting you, so respect me. You know what I'm saying? But that one thing that I learned from that this year from that relationship is like, I know my value. And this is again coming from somebody on this channel and on my Your Love and Forgiveness Coach channel. I will continue to talk about my journey. And yes, this is a vlog channel, but until my phone start acting right, ain't gonna be a lot of, vlogging. And yeah, I will vlog aspects of my life like it says in the description of this channel. But this channel is about my experience in life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be sharing my experience in life. And yes, on my Your Love and Forgiveness Coach channel, I share, aspects of my life as well. But for me, being able to the fact that I overcame depression from attempting to take myself out, and I've fallen head over heels in love with the woman that God created me to be, while I am still becoming the woman that God created me to be. But I'm going to shout that to the rooftop. Because it has everything to do with my life. It has everything to do with my life. It has everything to do with the fact that I became a life coach. Everything to do with it. It has everything to do with the fact that I wrote a book. And I'm in the process of writing my second book, before even really publishing the first book. It has everything to do with that. The reason why I'm here is because I attempted to take my life. God said that ain't happening. I'm not done with you yet. You're not done on this earth yet. So I'm going to, it's going to be something that's going to be repeated on this channel, because I'm grateful to God every day that I am blessed to wake up. As a matter of fact, I just celebrated my 18th rebirth day, because Thursday, December 23rd, okay, no, it was a Friday this year. Thursday, December 23rd, 2004, I attempted to take myself out. Friday, December 25th, 2004, I woke up. That next morning, I woke up. But I didn't just wake up. I woke up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to be grateful to God. I'm always going to give him the glory and the praise and the honor, because it didn't happen because I just felt like it. I hated myself. And I hated myself for many, many reasons. And me attempting to take my life was because one thing pushed me over the edge. See, one thing, if you can find one lesson out of something that you go through, take that lesson and run with it. Because one thing can push you over the edge, and one thing can pull you back from that edge. So that's why I look for one thing. If I can't get nothing but one thing out of something, one lesson, one blessing out of something, then that's the only thing. Is like, what did I go through that for if I can't get either a lesson or a blessing out of it? And to me, a lesson is a blessing, because if you learn something, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Like if you driving your car and excuse me, and you're not paying attention to the gas gauge, and you run out of gas on the side of I-95, and if you don't learn the lesson of, I have to pay attention to my gas gauge from that experience, what did you go through that experience for? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm excited that I learned that I have a food addiction. I didn't know that I had depression until I woke up on December 24th, 2004. I didn't even know. I didn't know that then. I had no idea what depression was, for real. I just thought I wanted to take myself out. I just thought I'll be better off, and my family would be better off, and my friends would be better off without me being here. And I also felt like if I take myself out, I won't have to share with my grandmother and my mother what happened to me. You know, because I didn't want them to go to jail for going after the person that did what they did when I was a kid to me, which, you know, came back, and that's what screwed up my okay, I can't be here. This is too much. I can't do this. But like I said, if I learned what I learned during 14 days, I am on day 2 of another juice feast / juice fast. I don't know how long I'm going to go with this, but pray for me, because honestly speaking, I would really and truly like to do 180 days. And I'm saying that on video. I have written it down, but I would really like to do 180 days, which is 6 months, which would mean June 2023, June 24th, 11:59 p.m. on June 2024 would be 100, me having completed 180 days on a juice feast. I would like to do that. So I can't say that I am going to. I can't say that I'm not going to. What I can say is I'm on this journey. And if I got the clarity that I got to know that I am struggling with a food addiction, and I knew about self-sabotage, but that I'm struggling with a food addiction, and then the self-sabotage adds to that in 14 days on a juice feast. Man, what can I learn about myself in 6 months on a juice feast? But anyway, this video is long, like my longest video that I have on this channel. But I can talk for a while. I'm a introverted extrovert. No, I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm an ambivert. So I love people, but I also love my time by myself. So I can talk for a long time. But anyway, I think I've talked long enough. And, if you watched this video to the end, thank you for watching. And my next video probably won't be this long unless it's live. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great, blessed day, week, month, end of 2022 through 2023 and beyond. So if this is your first and your last time watching a video that's on my channel, know that I love you. Jesus loves you. And I wish you nothing but the best in your life. I'm praying for you. I pray for everybody, even the people that I don't necessarily like. And of course, I pray for the people that don't like me, even if they don't like me just because of my skin color. It ain't my fault that I'm melanated, and I love it. But anyway, I'm out. Have a great one. Have a blessed one. And see you in my next video.